Hi Leo, this is Nyanja from Truth Has Changed Tarot, and I'm here to do our February 2017 reading. So I just want to say thank you to all the people who liked, shared, and subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much. So let's get started with your reading. So your overall message for February is facade. What that means. So if you are unhappy in your relationships, you may be relating to others through a false sense of duty. Give up being something you're not. This card is about reclaiming life. What have I done to heal my childhood pain? So you can see here with the card, it's like this person is just kind of connecting to this child. And I think a lot of what this is talking about, your clarifying cards are protection and perseverance. So a lot of what this card is talking about is really just treating yourself, like paying attention to your inner child, and really treating yourself in a way that it's almost like giving advice to yourself, as you would if you were a child, like saying, like really honoring the fact that you need freedom, the fact that you need to really express yourself in a way that is true to you, and that isn't limiting. Because I think a lot of times as children grow older, not a lot of times, all the time, when children get older, they get exposed to messages that tell them they have to be a certain way, but as a child you kind of are not aware of it as much until you keep growing older and older, and until you get to being an adult where you're just kind of like feeling like you have to be a certain way to fit in, and you feel a sense of obligation to people, and that's a larger part of just feeling like you need to be, fitting in. And this card is really saying, like, really go back to what the roots of your current sense of identity is, and the roots of why you feel limited in expressing that. And so with protect, it's just talking about, like I said earlier, just protecting the dreams and hopes of your inner child, of your child, and expressing that. And with perseverance, I've said a couple of times that it just feels like you have to like push through something, like there's obstacles that you have that you feel like you need to push through, which kind of reflects that your environment is not really supportive of who you are. So I think a lot of that has to do with addressing your environment and being around people who really allow you to be yourself in the fullest extent. And it doesn't have to just be friends or family. It could be potential lovers as well. So it's just really asking you to be yourself, and I think that's what it said last reading, is just really be yourself and kind of investigate what that means, because sometimes it's like you hide parts of yourself that because you don't want them to be exposed to other people, but you actually hide it from yourself as well. So it's asking you to really investigate what that looks like, what those things you're hiding looks like. All right, so let's get to the love reading. So for the singles, you have the 8 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles here. So the 8 of Cups, the 8 of Cups in reverse. The 8 of Cups has to do with, in the reverse, has to do with kind of feeling like you're holding on to the past, or you're in a situation, emotionally draining situation that you don't know how to get away from. Either that's emotionally draining emotionally draining memories, emotionally draining people, situations, circumstances, like I just said, people you feel like you have to be around, you feel a sense of obligation to. And let's see where that's rooted right now. You have the 10 of Swords here. To clarify the 8 of Swords, and it's really asking you to release kind of this overthinking things. Like, it just seems like Yeah, it seems like you're just at the end of a cycle, and part of that is like you want to, you know, you're about to step into a new chapter of your life, and it's almost like you want to get it perfect. You want to get it exactly right, and you're overthinking it. You're just like, I know I belong this way, and I know it needs to happen in this certain way, but it's like with the Eight of Cups, you're just kind of contributing to this emotionally draining situation when you're trying to be so calculating about the way that you need to move on or to move forward, or you know, you have these goals, like I said earlier, that you want to connect to, but the way you're connecting to it is in a way that almost feels overwhelming and unrealistic, in the sense of that you feel like they're maybe not they're not attainable. That's probably what it is. Yeah, you feel like they're not attainable. Or you don't have the capacity or ability to do it, and that's why you feel like you have to put the extra effort. But you need to realize that you put in the effort already. Donut, please. That way. Sorry, my cat. Thank you, kitty. Okay. Donut, that way. That way. Sorry about that. So yeah, so you feel like you have put all the work in. Pull another card. And you have the Chariot here to clarify that situation, and it's really asking you to kind of have some self-restraint about how you're processing this desire to move on or move forward, because it's like if you're so busy thinking about what either could go wrong or how things have to be in a specific way, you're almost limiting yourself and how you relate to other people. Whether you're trying to move on from a partner, you're trying to move on from a friendships or family relationships, or just a mindset of how you connect to people in a very overgiving way. You know, maybe you're trying to overcorrect it, rather than being like kind of, you know, on the other side of that, being really protective of yourself. But it's asking you to really find a balance and allow yourself to be self-restraining, so you're able to use that momentum to go forward in the way you want to. And what you're going to be going forward to is this really beautiful energy of the Nine of Pentacles, which is all about just being self-sufficient and grounded in a way that is about you and is for you. And this is the energy that's waiting for you as soon as you kind of face, you know, the fact that you're not perfect, the fact that you're allowed to be vulnerable in this way, you know, and maybe right now you can't shape things in the particular way that you want to, but know that you have the possibility and capacity to reach this energy. Yeah. So for the couples here, we have the Lovers in reverse and the Two of Cups in reverse. So this is interesting because I feel like this energy is very possible. This is very powerful. Like the Lovers in the Two of Cups really speaks to a connection that feels very much like a soulmate connection, or just a very deep connection. And because the reverse, it almost seems like it's happening with the wrong person. Yeah, it's happening with the wrong person. And going back to the overall message of just feeling like you're feeling like you have certain obligations to somebody. So it's almost like that energy is being drained away from you because there's not equity in a specific way. But I think this energy is very possible, either in your current partnership or with another partner in the future, or partners in the future. It's just about really, it's about really internalizing that you're worthy of it too. With it, a lot of times with reverse cards, this is about internalizing things, and it's really asking you to look. It's like sometimes when a relationship is presented to you, and you're not necessarily ready for it, but there's the ability. You're not ready for it because you're not able to connect with it in a way that feels very authentic, that feels like really you can express your full self, because you're not in a place where you feel like you can fill yourself up to feel really worthy. So you don't have a lot to give into the other person as well, you know. And this could go either way with either partner. But this energy is beautiful. I'll pull another card here. Yeah, that's what I was just saying about balancing the relationship out, and just really being like, literally this has to do with the wells, like two wells being filled up into each other and having that balance. And that energy is there to have it. It's just a matter of to have this soulmate connection, to really connect in a very deep way. And I think a lot of times it's just like when like there's an imbalance happening in your relationship, all the other things kind of fall to the waistline. Was that it? Waistline. Whatever. You all know what I'm talking about. Everything else falls away, and having that balance will allow you to be connected to be connected in a way that feels a lot deeper and a lot more expressive, in ways that really fit both of y'all. So it's just really about finding that balance and finding people, a partner or partners who are willing to engage with you in that particular way, in the way that really serves you, so you're able to obtain this soulmate connection. Yeah. And this with the gift reverse, and the gift is specific to this deck, and it's talking about kind of something that falls from the sky that allows you to figure this out. But know that nothing's gonna fall from the sky for you to be able to figure this out. Like, this is something that you have to figure out through communication, through dialogue, through listening. You know, equal listening, reciprocity is a lot of what I'm getting. And to be able to have that, you'll be able to understand what needs to be addressed. Yeah, with the double energy, a lot of what needs to be addressed is just like it's just kind of these darker feelings of feeling. For you in particular, it has to do with feeling chained down and feeling like you're tied to certain ways of being in a relationship. And I think that's where your responsibility lies, or maybe the other person. Either way, it's just talking about really trying to lay boundaries of what is your responsibility, and knowing that you have the ability, to break free from what you probably brought in from your childhood of feeling obligated in a specific way, and really releasing that. You know you have the ability to release that, so you can have the confidence to be able to have this soulmate connection. Yeah. So let's go to the work, passion, and community. So you have the Lovers here again. Is this sixes? 9 of Swords in reverse. 2, 4, 6. Yeah. The 9 of Swords in reverse, and the 10 of Swords again. So with the 9 and 10 of Swords, it definitely asks you to release. Pull a card here. Yeah, you have the Ace of Cups. So it's talking about you have a choice to make in terms of connecting with your true passions and true, chosen family, I would say too. And with the Ace of Cups here, it's just like that ability to manifest it is there. It's just a matter of releasing this fear and anxiety, especially taking on other people's ways of being and expectations, and thinking you don't fit in, or thinking that you have to like meld into it, or thinking like, oh, if people are just not going to understand me, kind of that energy of just being really anxious. And with the 10 of Swords here too, it's just talking about being at the end of a cycle, like I said, overthinking things. And it's just saying that will allow you to combat this energy, along with knowing that you'll have new opportunities, emotional opportunities being presented to you, is that aspect again of self-love and self-care. And that will allow you to be in the place to have that, make that choice. And then to clarify, you have the judgment in reverse, which is talking about kind of looking at your past in a way that you're making your decisions off of knowing how you can get when things kind of get murky, you know. It's just seeing how in the past where you've been in a situation like this and how you dealt with it and how you want to deal with it now, so you're able to actually move past the cycle and embrace this energy. So if you're like, oh, well, I don't know if I'm worth this job, or I don't know if I'm worth being around these people, it's just going to end up like this, you know, in the past, that's the energy that I had. But now I'm just like, you know, I got it. If it doesn't work out in that way, spirit, rejection is spirit's protection. Like, I have other opportunities because I'm worthy, you know? That's what this energy is about, is embracing that and to kind of combat this source energy that's overanalyzing things and, you know, really taking back the past challenges that you've overcame, and know that you'll be able to overcome anything that comes to your way, because you have the strength to connect to this lover's energy of really, you know, this beautiful soulmate energy connection to the people who you want to be around and the projects and the opportunities you want to connect to. And pick one more card here. You have the Father of Swords in reverse. And yeah, speaking to, like I said earlier, just addressing kind of the feeling emotionally unstable, or kind of not having a vision and feeling kind of afraid because of that, and knowing that it's important to kind of release that energy. And perhaps too, there's a, you know, water energy, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer that's in your life that kind of making it a little bit harder. Let me pull my card about that person. Mother of Pentacles. Yeah, it seems like what that energy is saying is that feeling this emotional stability is kind of getting in the way of feeling financially stable. And all, like I just said, about combating that anxiety is going to allow you to feel more ready to take on this energy of being self-sufficient. Yeah, so let's get to the spirituality and higher purpose. So you have Judgment again here, Justice, and the Strength card. So with the Judgment card, like I said, it's talking about kind of, it's like Judgment Day. And this is kind of what is you're facing right now, is the challenge you're facing is just really coming to terms with your past in a way that feels healthy and doesn't feel like you're just picking at yourself and picking at other people too, I would say. I'm gonna pull more card with that. Okay. Yeah, with the Justice too, it has to do with like really knowing that things are going to turn out in a way that reflects how much you put in the sense of like, yeah, that's literally what I just was about to say. How much you put in and how much you'll get in return of just living in your morals and living in a way that it feels true to you. And with the Magician here, with the Judgment card, is just talking about, it's really having the ability to start over. I think maybe that's kind of what you're fearful of, is being faced with new situations that you feel fearful, and you don't have the ability to do it, or it's just like you put so much work into a situation and now you're kind of looking back at what you've done and you're just really waiting for it to manifest because you put so much work into it. But it's asking you to know that you'll get what you put in, and as a result you'll feel really proud of yourself, or really this inner strength of like, look, that's what I did that. You know, I got the support of people that I reached out to. I worked on these things in a specific way. I worked on myself in this way. Like, you'll get to a point where you're like, I did that. And that's amazing. And that's beautiful. And that's so important to carry on. So when future things that feel so scary and kind of unnerving happen, which you're totally allowed to feel, you will know that you've done it before in different capacities, but you have the strength and the self-control to be able to face your almost face your dreams, almost like know that you have the ability to face it. That's kind of still feels scary sometimes too. All right, so your overall advice is, I'm the weaver of my reality. Very true. And there is medicine in my shadow. So yeah, I mean, it's just saying that you have the ability to face your fears and to be able to respond in a way that feels good to you. And like I said earlier about the overall message of just, talking to yourself like your inner child. You never would put your child down. You never would say you would never be able to do that. You never be able to do this. Why your relationship like this? You need to stop. It's knowing you have more control over you give yourself credit. And a lot of that is because you've been able to face your fears. So yeah, so that's your reading. If you like a personal reading from me, go to my website, truthexchange.tumblr.com. It's in the link below. And yeah, follow me on Instagram. I have new moon and full moon readings every month. And it's also on my website, which is, on there, so you check that out. And yeah, thanks for watching. Blessings.